Good Sunday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and the live coverage of the Mars Beardsonsin Pavement Mini Stock Series tonight from Langley Speedway. Third of a mile. This thing light on banking, light on grip. This is a very old racing surface, and we have a very scant field in here this evening. Should be a quick show, should be a good show. Just about 3 or 4 more races left in this series before they go on a very short hiatus. But they are here tonight, ready to get at it. Dylan and Joey Connor, 1-2 on the speed chart right now. Pete Dillon, you're watching him right there in that 7 car, showing that he is just as quick as the boys at the top. Rutherford right behind him. John Sheminsky, Austin DeMore, Adam Vinny, Andrew Sheminsky, and then John and Jeff Brunner. Expected a handful more cars. We don't see them. Hopefully they'll get in here in the next minute and a half. But if they don't, ain't going to matter. We're going to run it anyway. Hello, Miss Jane in the chat. Guys, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're at, watching from. Let me know how cold it is where you are and how much snow you got, too. I think officially, we got about 4 inches here. Thank God most of it is already gone, and by the end of the day tomorrow, I kind of expect pretty much all of it to be gone. So, pretty good week for you this week. The show here tonight, and then we will follow this up with the Aces Up Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series. They will be at Eldora here in just a little while. Tomorrow night, nothing scheduled. DSRL does not return until the 20th of January, but when they come back, they're going to come back strong. They have got a great series. 3 different series scheduled for you. Tuesday night, we'll be back with the ERA guys and fans. I know you're going to want to tune in for that because something very special has happened. And we'll talk about that Tuesday right before we go live for the race. It's a big deal. You're going to enjoy it a lot, I think. Wednesday night, Midwest Truck Series back in action. And then we're off again until Friday. Still trying to work some things out and see what the netcode guys are going to do with the Mighty Midgets. They come back on the 23rd, and hopefully we'll be able to cover them for sure. Cody Olson. Good show Friday night, my man. Good show. Cody Olson, the admin for American Dirt Series. That's who we cover on Fridays at 10 Eastern. So, all right. That is it. The practice session is over. The guys will get out here. All 10 of them will qualify, and then we'll split them up into heat races. We'll invert 4 for the heat races, and then we'll invert 8 when we get to our 35-lap feature. John Brunner is going to be one of the first to get onto the racing surface. Car sounds very light to me tonight. Like there's no engine sounds at all. Next Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, Big Block Modifieds kick things off, and they will be followed up in the first week with the 360 wing sprint cars. In week 2, it will be the 410s. The 360s and 410s will alternate back and forth, week in, week out. 20 weeks on the schedule, spread out over about 24 or 25 weeks of the year, I think. So we're going to run about half the year. Just got a dusting. Man, tell you what, Dylan Connor quickest right now, 17:15. Adam Vinny, about a 10th off of him. John Sheminsky, about a 10th and a half. DeMore, Brunner. Joey Connor out. Joey Connor always runs a wide line on his first one, then he gets it on the actual racing line for a second one. He'll probably jump up to your second, third, somewhere in that vicinity. And he does. Dylan Connor 1, Joey Connor 2. Rutherford bumps Vinny down. Sheminsky's there. Pete Dillon is on track. Let's see what Pete does. Pete's one of those guys that can jump in and move some guys around in the order as well. Dylan, first lap, 17:34. That was only good for 6th. We'll see what he does in lap 2. Everybody's pretty much improved. On the second lap, and he'll move to 3rd, 17:24. He's about a 10th, almost a 10th off of the pole sitter. And Dylan Connor, once again, atop the charts. Yeah, we got a couple of off weeks in there, and we've got one special week where we're going to do nothing but sprint cars, about 31st of March. So that night will be all sprints. That is the 2025 DSRL Tim Sims King of the Wing night. So qualifying over. That almost looks like a carbon copy of what our pre-race practice looked like. So, just waiting for the session to end. They'll get out here, a couple quick heat races, and then we will get straight to tonight's A main. All right, let's look at the grid. For heat number 1, it'll be Austin Demore and Adam Vinny on the front row, Pete Dillon and Dylan Connor in row 2, and then John Brunner. We'll start Shotgun Charlie in our first heat. An invert for the heats, and then they re-invert for the feature, and it does make it a lot more interesting. Yeah, we're trying to cut to where we're down to just a couple seasons per year, Cody. Just seems to be easier to manage, and I told you before, I'm getting close to retirement as it is, sir. So us old guys want to sit on the porch and watch you guys race. We don't have to try to put all the cats back in the bag once we let them out. All right. Everybody's rolling off. Everybody's ready to go. Pace car will take us around one more time. That set of white lines right there in turn 4, that's going to be our start box. 8 laps for our heats. Everybody's going to the feature, but the top 4 from this heat race will be the inside line, and they will invert. 4th will start on the pole, and so on and so on and so on. So the 2 7 cars are lined up right behind one another. The old Bill Elliott throwback in front of Pete Dillon's behind enemy lines, number 7.
Green, green, green.
Oh, before we get to the zone, the flagman gets a little happy. Tosses the laundry out there, and we're underway. Big blink out of Demore, getting through turns 1 and 2. Dillon having to play a little footsie with that throttle to keep out of the back of that 7 car in front of him. He works down the inside of Adam Vinny, clears him into 2nd. Here comes Dylan Connor in the 91. He's going to do it too, and John Brunner just opened the door, stays open long enough. And it does not so. Vinny will drop to 4th. Now pass for the lead, Pete Dillon. Demore with a little slip in 3 and 4. The door gets open. New leader. And the 7 of Dillon coming around. He'll get the wave lap. 5 to go in our heat. And now Austin Demore has fallen all the way back to the 4th position. Started off on the front. 2 laps later, well, he's second to last because he got shuffled to the outside. Halfway, heat 1. Pete Dillon, Dylan Connor, Adam Vinny, Austin Demore, John Brunner. Oh, Pete Dillon got that thing down on the flat just a little too much and slid that right rear out. You don't want to make that right rear angry. You get it hot, the car really don't stick getting in the corners. And I can tell you right now, Dylan Connor's sitting there. He's thinking about just playing with his food a little bit, figuring out where he is going to force the issue and try to make Pete Dillon make the mistake. He goes a little wider in. He cuts a little shallow off. He's got the nose to the inside, down into 3 and 4. A little bump on the left rear corner. Gets Pete Dillon out of shape, scoots on by. Adam Vinny was trying to go by as well. Pete Dillon was still trying to gather the car up. And Adam Vinny's going to be the guy that pays the price. And on the white flag lap, you never get a caution. And it's going to be Dylan Connor coming to the win. Pete Dillon second, Austin DeMore third, John Brunner fourth. And Adam Vinny got the car turned around after a good lick on the inside wall. He will finish in the 5th spot. He just saw an open door, tried to go through it. Did not work out in his favor. Pete Dillon was still trying to get that car up underneath him. So, Heat 1's in the books. Heat 2 will grid out on our front stretch, and it looks like this. Sheminsky front row. Andrew, 53 on the pole, 99 of John outside. And then Andrew Rutherford, 35 car inside row 2 next to Joey Connor in the 90. And Jeffrey Brunner will start on the tail of the field. So the Sheminskys going to get us rolling. Rutherford and Connor. And then that very, very red machine of Jeff Brunner. We got to see a little action in the first heat. A bump and run. A couple of guys getting together trying to save a car. So we'll heat 2 this time out of turn 4 going green. Remember, where they finish, the top 4 will invert for our feature this evening. Pace car will get out of the way right here.
Green, green, green.
As soon as the pace car ducked out of the way, the flagman dropped the green flag, and we're going again. Andrew Sheminsky, Rutherford is down there. Joey Connor all the way down on the flat. He tried to make that 3 wide on lap 1, turn 2. Rutherford going to squirt right through there, and he is going to take second away from John Sheminsky. Sheminsky's going to give up third also to Connor. He'll fall back right in front of Brunner. Now we'll move a little closer to the front because it's the Andrew and Andrew show out in front. Now it was Sheminsky. Now it's Sheminsky and Rutherford. Joey Connor all the way down the flat, took the whole left side of the car down to the grass. Looks like he is putting a bunch of the car down there on the flat in 3 and 4, and he got back to the throttle right about the time the car de-wedged, and he almost lost that right rear corner. Andrew Sheminsky holding off Andrew Rutherford for the time being, halfway this time by. And that time Rutherford took it a little bit lower, but was nowhere near close enough to get the nose up the inside of the 53. Banking off the fence, Sheminsky overdrove the exit. That's going to open the door. This could be interesting the last couple of laps because that's going to allow Joey Connor to get alongside as well. Rutherford to the point with 2 to go. Connor's through to second. Sheminsky to third, and Sheminsky in fourth. So Andrew in third and John in fourth. Connor really backed up the corner in 3 and 4, but Rutherford was able to get the power down coming to the white flag, and he's got a fair advantage. As they come out of 2, it's about 2 car lengths. Now to 3 and 4, Rutherford to the checkers first. Joey Connor second. Andrew Sheminsky hangs on by a nose over John Sheminsky for third. And then Jeff Brunner bringing it home in 5th. So, all the heat racing action is over. They'll have about 4 or 5 minutes. We'll see if they give them the whole 4 or 5 minutes here. My guess is that they probably will. All the drivers starting to head out. Adam Vinny right there. Connor rolling out. Brunner. Pete Dillon's in 3 and 4 already. So we'll let these guys have a few moments here. Working on trying to figure out our Thursday nights because Netcode Esports, the Mighty Midget Series, has not picked up a title sponsor as of yesterday or day before. And we are trying to work a little bit on something with them. Just need to talk to them. See if there's something we can figure out for them so we can get that show back on Thursday nights. If you're a midget driver, I very, very strongly to encourage you to go over to the Netcode Esports Facebook page and follow the links and join that series. They have got a very, very solid core group of drivers. They're all very good drivers. They're all very competitive. And I wish some more midget guys would get involved with that deal because they run 70 races a year, or 80. Maybe it's 80 races a year. They do 2 every night. They have an overall, it's called the Iron Man. They do score all season long for all 80 races. And then they do 4 independent series, an A, a B, a C, and a D season, which has an individual champion. But the Iron Man is cumulative for all of those series together. Hello, Tim. So if you like dirt racing and you like the midget on dirt, go over to Netcode Esports, especially on Facebook, and at least message them, and Josh will get back with you. Great series, great guys, great admins. They run a good show. They have a lot of fun because they'll switch things up a lot. They start about 8:30, and they finally qualify sometime close to 9 o'clock Eastern on Thursday nights. They run 2 shows, but we are done and out of there within an hour and a half. 2 shows. The way they run it, the 2 shows are completely different. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So down to about 2 minutes. We'll throw these guys out here on the front stretch, 10 deep, 35 times around. Let me see if I can figure out, and I don't know if these are right or not. I think they might be incorrect here. Yeah, it says Dylan Connor and Adam Vinny are the top 2 in the points, and I'm sure that's correct. Rutherford, Eddie, and Dylan, the top 5. Dylan Connor 3 wins, Adam Vinny 2, and Andrew Rutherford has 1 win on the season. Just looking at some of the analytics coming in. But the timer has officially run out. That means it's a main time. Big show time. 35 times around for these guys. And they will line up with John Sheminsky and John Brunner. The 99 and 46 on the front row. So the John and John show. We had the Sheminsky, Andrew, and now we have the John. Andrew Sheminsky, the 53, Austin DeMore, the 7, row 2, Joey Connor and Pete Dillon. That's the 90 and the 07 car, which is just the other 7 car, not the Coors 7, the other 7 car. Will line up in row 3. Andrew Rutherford and Dylan Connor, the 35 and 91. They are our 4th row. And then in the back, Adam Vinny, right alongside the 164. So the 64 and the 164 in our last row this evening. "35 laps. It should go by relatively quickly. Jane, be sure to tell Bill and anybody else about Tuesday. Make sure they come to the show. They are going to enjoy the show. I can't tell you what, but they are going to enjoy it. Well, hello, Dirt Racer. What's happening over on Twitch, buddy? All right, time to go green. 35 times around the Beardsonsin Mini Stock Paved Series. Langley Speedway. I think this is round number 8, if I am doing my counts correctly. Johnny White.
Green.
And the pace car barely gets out of the way. We're under the green flag. I'll tell you what, a big blink out of Austin DeMore in that Coors number 7. He's gone again. Nobody knows where he's at. It's hard to keep a camera on him even. Sheminsky 1-2. Joey Connor slid into 3rd. Rutherford's trying to take 4th. John Brunner hung on the outside. I don't know what happened at the back, but Adam Vinny, well, he went from last to 6th, and he's about to go last to 5th right here. 3 wide behind that. Is this going to work out? Oh, my. Brunner on top. DeMore blinking out in the middle. Connor was on the bottom. Pete Dillon now side by side with Austin DeMore, the 2 7 cars. Going out of that is a battle for 7th and 8th, and then the 2 Brunners now at the back. So we're going to look a little bit further forward. 2nd place under fire. Joey Connor has the door open. Moved John Sheminsky up the hill. Didn't physically move him, just got him off the line. He goes by to 2nd. Rutherford to 3rd. Adam Vinny clear into 4th, and here comes Dylan Connor in the 5th spot now. As Sheminsky's back to 6th, he's going to go back to 7th because Pete Dillon got there before the door could get closed, and he'll clear as well. Jonathan, I think we're going to do some recruiting stuff tomorrow night, so we'll probably be in Discord. Working lap 6 already. Andrew Sheminsky out front. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm watching those white gloves on the steering wheel in the 90 car, and Joey Connor had his hands full down in 1 and 2. He's back in 1 and 2 again. He was sawing on that steering wheel the last time we came through here. A little shallow on the entry, and now he'll go all the way down on the flat. He did a good job of keeping it out of that left-hand door of the 53 car because he was down there, and he had a head of steam rolling into the corner. Could have pushed up very easily, doored him a little, moved him out of the way, but he did not. Smart driving. Still sitting in 2nd. Rutherford is 3rd. Vinny is 4th, but he's under fire because Dylan Connor now has the 91 car in underneath. Yeah, a little contact on the left front fender to the right-hand door. And as long as that spot is going to be vacated, I think Mr. Vinny is going to fall a couple more spots here. He's going to go back to roughly the 6th spot because Pete Dillon has the 7 car alongside. Down into 3 and 4. He'll probably clear him right here, and that means Vinny needs to get that thing cut to the bottom in front of Sheminsky. He'll do just that, but he's going to do it in 6th place. So we're going up front because Andrew Rutherford had a moment, and Joey Connor had to back up, and now Joey Connor is the car caught on the high side. Contact, and we'll go back. We'll take a look. So back it up just a little bit here because see getting down in the corner, he's got the fender to the fender. There's a little bit of a tap. He tried to help straighten him out. He'll roll it off in the grass. Car really has little to no damage to it. Either driver. A little bit of wear on those tires. He can get those cooled down. He'll probably be fine. We'll slow things down a little bit. Get them regrouped with 23 to go. Andrew Sheminsky, Andrew Rutherford, Dylan Connor, Pete Dillon, Joey Connor, John Sheminsky, Austin DeMore, John Brunner, Jeff Brunner, and Adam Vinny. The running order. Woo. So it looks like the lights are off. Nope, lights are on the pace car. So we're going to go at least one more time. Before we get ready to re-fire this thing. Double filing the drivers back up. Thank you, Bill. Make sure all the regulars are there for Tuesday night. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, green flag back in the air. 22 laps remaining. Whoa, Rutherford did not get going at all. My goodness. He stacked the outside line up. That let Connor get through clean and easy. And now Dillon on the high side trying to pass Joey Connor. He was one of the cars that got a little hung up there. I don't think it's going to work for him. Rutherford got back in line right behind this battle. Pete Dillon trapped on the high side, and there is just nothing up there. Not enough cars to get enough rubber up there, and it is a struggle. Austin DeMore blinking out. Ooh, that's close right there. I'll tell you what, DeMore's going to go around there. Yeah, he blinked out when he came back. He was all up on the bumper of the other 7 car. Blinks out right there. He comes back in. Yep, and he just hooked that bumper enough. And Sheminsky finished him off, but he tried not to. So we'll have caution number 2. And that might change things a tiny little bit. And I don't know what happened to Rutherford the last restart, but boy, did he just not get going at all. It was like he was in third gear and everybody else was in first gear. So the lights stay on the pace car at least one more time around before we get one to go. Alrighty. This time the lights will go out. Yes, they do. We're doubled up. We're ready to go back to it. I think we're at 19 laps to go. Bottom line, everybody's going to fight to get there. It's been early every time on the green flag. Pace car out of the way. This time, way late in the zone. I don't think that gives anybody an advantage because everybody was anticipating, but nobody was ready. And now the Connors are going to go at it and fight for that little bit of real estate on the bottom. Joey got the nose to the inside. Dylan tried to drive deep in the corner. Car wasn't going to stick. He had to wait on it a long time. He's going to get trapped up high. Joey Connors going by now. Andrew Rutherford trying to use the inside line. Get himself up on the podium. Pete Dillon is trying to stay in contact with the bumper of the 35 car. He'd like to keep that 91 on the outside line and move himself to fourth, have a fighting chance at a podium spot. Slow car on the bottom coming out. That changed everybody's line a little. That was Jeff Brunner. Now the 35 and the 7 are through, and the 91 is just trying to go crossover, and he might get it there. Got down, a little contact on the left rear corner. Dylan didn't give him any room at all. Everybody gets away safe and clean with Dylan Connor back to fifth. Pete Dillon up to fourth. Andrew Rutherford. Andrew Sheminsky as Joey Connors going by for the lead. We saw the end of it, and now we've got a new leader in the 90 car. We'll come around and see 14 laps to go. 53 car looks like he is off the pace quite a bit, and he's going to be holding people up. Rutherford just about got the nose there on exit, just could not keep the power down right rear. Just not able to hold on. Now he gets a bump from behind, does Rutherford. 7 to Pete Dillon. Ready to do a little bumper tagging. Short track racing. That is what it takes sometimes. You got to get in there, you got to muscle, and you got to get physical. Not too physical, but you got to get a little physical every once in a while. Joey Connor out front. Andrew Sheminsky, Andrew Rutherford, Pete Dillon, and then Dylan Connor. Here comes Adam Vinny. Vinny's up to sixth, and he was putting some pressure on the rear bumper of the 91 car. Top six. Pretty tightly bunched right here. They've broken away from John Sheminsky in seventh. Quite a gap. Probably 20 car lengths. One mistake out of anybody close to the front, and it is going to be chain reaction city. Here comes Pete Dillon. Good run out of 2 alongside Rutherford. This is for third place with 9 laps to go. Dillon gets clear, goes through. Now Rutherford trying to fend off the 91 car, and I don't think it's going to happen. He's up the hill, and he's going to have to contend with the 64 being there now as Connor goes by. And now it's all about the 64 and the 35, and that's an easy pass for Adam Vinny. Maybe not as easy as it looked because the crossover move worked. Adam Vinny got moved out back in turns 3 and 4. Laps are ticking off pretty quick. And I can tell you right now, the 7 is going to push the back bumper in on the 53. That's about the 3rd or 4th time he's gotten down in there and give him a little bump. The next one's liable to be a shot because the 91 car is getting into the back of the 7. They're just tiny little bumps that let him know they're there. Try to rattle that driver. Eyes off the road for a split second is all it's going to take. You're going to miss an entry. You're going to miss an exit. Joey Connor clear by about 8 car lengths, 9 car lengths now. Wave lap last time. We're coming around to 4 to go this time. Another little bumper shot. Pete Dillon running out of laps. I think he's faster than the car in front of him. He just can't get the real estate he needs to make the pass. Staying right in it. Joey Connor getting away from them all. This time down to the very bottom. Oh, the car got away from him. 2 to go that time, and Pete Dillon had the right rear step out as he got down on the flat, getting back to the throttle in the exit of 4. Pushing the bumper. That does it. That gets him up the hill. That's going to open the door. 7 cars beside. 35 tried to slam the door. Here we go. This is going to be interesting down the backstretch on the white flag lap. Rutherford up to the 4 spot. It's Joey Connor picking up the win tonight. Pete Dillon, Dylan Connor, Andrew Rutherford, and Adam Vinny in the top 5. Andrew Sheminsky dropped all the way to 6th. Then John Sheminsky, Austin Demore, John, and Jeff Brunner in that order through the top 10. So it got exciting at the end for sure. And we are going to wait a little bit here. Let the Connors have an opportunity to join us. Get ready to talk to them. It keeps getting undone. Don't forget, here in about, right around an hour, we'll come back alive with round number 9 of 10, I believe, for the Aces Up Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series. But our third place driver has made his way in, and let's grab him real quick and talk to him. Dylan Connor, you almost had second there.
Yeah, it was a bad fast piece, man. I just ran out of time, and then I wish I could have had more time to work on Andrew when I was right there on him. I knew getting stuck on the high side, it was absolutely nothing up there. It was all I could do to even fall back into 4th where I did. So, I mean, I'm thankful to get back up here to at least 3rd. But congratulations to my dad. He'd been struggling for a while and bad luck and everything. So it's awesome to see him get one.
Yeah, going to be his first win in the series. But you talked about being on the high side, and I had mentioned to the fans I didn't think that there was nearly enough rubber up there for anybody to really do anything. And it just looked like if you couldn't get to the bottom, you were just going to go backwards all day long.
Yeah, it won't nothing really up there. I mean, maybe if a few more cars, were up there towards the beginning of the race, but it was sitting up there chattering the tires the whole time, and all I could really do to, like I said, just to fight to get back down to where I could try to make any ground. And then even when I got down, we're all just right there nose to tail and just don't want to wreck nobody. So just did it the cleanest way I could, and still able to pull away a 3rd.
Well, it's going to help you extend your points lead a little bit over your rival. as he finished a couple of spots behind you, but still a fantastic night nonetheless. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you head out.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you for being up in the booth for us as always. I want to thank Reed doing everything he does for the league. I want to thank the league sponsors, Beardsonsin, Scrub Dub, Bam. If I'm missing any, I apologize. I want to thank my sponsors, Pro Year Race Parts, Chris and Ellen Purrier with Cardboard Maker Elite, my buddy Caleb for helping out, and all my family and friends and fiance for the support.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. Thanks for chatting with us. We will look forward to seeing you Tuesday night, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dylan Connor finishing in third. Now let's move on. It took him a minute to get there, and I think he was exercising a ton of patience when we ask him. He'll probably agree with that. But he still ends up putting the 7 car on the second step of the podium. And Pete Dillon, you gave him quite a few bumper shots to let him know you were there first.
I sure did, and it was a little rough out there. I knew I was fast. I ran pretty quick in practice and qualifying. And it was inside lane dominant, and I kind of figured out how to slide the car into the corner and get in a little harder than everybody else, but you couldn't make any passes that way. You really had to get off the corner to make the passes. I don't know what happened between the 53 and me on the last lap. I know I got underneath him, and then next thing I know, I didn't see him back there anymore.
You know, hard racing on the last lap, coming out of a corner side by side. When you go back and look at it, you'll see it. But I got to ask you, about 2 laps before that, looked like you had a little bit of a run. You dropped the car down on the flat, and that was a no starter for you. Were you just a little nervous knowing who was behind you right there?
Yeah, I was super nervous. I was in a Connor sandwich right there.
Yeah, you and one little slip, and you know what's going to happen then. But you're able to save the car. You come home second, man. Awesome run tonight. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here.
I'd like to thank Scrub Dub Car Wash and Beardsonsin Beard Oil, and Reed for putting this league on. I love racing with these guys. I'd like to thank you for broadcasting it, Dirt Racing Network. Awesome show. I watch it every week. And I'd like to thank my fiance Paula for letting me do this and letting me spend all this money on this thing.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. We'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday night over at ERA.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Roger.
Pete Dillon finishing in the second spot, and now it took him a while, but he finally breaks through in race number 8 of the season and gets his first win in the series. Joey Connor, how's it feel standing on the top step?
Oh, man, finally. It feels good. I tell you, great to be talking to you, Roger, again, because I've had a terrible dry spell. I've had terrible luck. I know it hadn't looked like it lately, man, but I've been working really hard trying to get better and get back up front. And just got lucky tonight. Got me one. You
got to the right spot at the right time. You made a great pass, and after that, it was just about getting a couple of restarts under you. Everybody had to fight for the bottom, man. It looked like the car was a little twitchy tonight.
Yeah, this track is, real bottom lane. You got to have it. And, you just got to, when you get shuffled to the outside, you got to try to fight for everything you can to try to get back to the bottom. And man, these guys are tough. It's a hard-fought battle every lap. I know one time there, I think me and Vinny, we got together. I don't know if I come down or it was just racing. We got together, but I really hate that because Vinny's a class act and definitely don't want nothing like that to happen to anybody. But I fought really, really hard, to get by Andrew there. And then once I did, I had good, clean racetrack, and the car drove good from that point on. So I got lucky there.
Well, an awesome run, a fantastic win, man. Give me a couple shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you head out tonight.
I got to shout out you, man. Thank you so much for everything you do. And got to thank the good Lord above for giving me the ability to do it and allowing me to keep doing it. And I thank Chris and Alan Pereira, Caldwell Banker Elite, Pereira Race Parts, those guys for supporting me. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Good job breaking through tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday over with the ERA bunch.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
Driver of the 90 car, Joey Connor, picking up the win. his first in the series. We'll see if that leads to the same thing from him that the 91 did. He broke through his first time, and after that, it was just a string of wins, and we'll see if the 90 car can start to grab that mantle. So, Joey Connor, Dylan Connor. That's your top three. Rutherford and Vinny, 4 5. Andrew Shemensky and John Shemensky, 6 and 7. DeMoore, then John and Jeff Brunner, 9 and 10. Short field, short show was a lot of fun. Good racing. We got to see a little bumping, a little grinding. Nothing heinous. All the drivers, I'm sure, will have a little chat, shake hands, high five, go on to the next one. We will be back in about, let's call it 45, 50 minutes for show number 2, Aces Up Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series 410 Wing Sprint Cars on the Dirt at Eldora. Make sure you tune back in for that. If you do not tune in Tuesday, definitely come in Tuesday about 8:30 Eastern. See what's happening. Come watch the ERA. You'll see a lot of these guys back with the ERA bunch. If you can't come back then, come back on Wednesday or Friday. Well, we appreciate you being here. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this. And without all the great leagues giving us great racing, there's nothing for us to cover. So high fives, pats on the back all the way around there. Till we see you the next time. Peace and love to everybody.